Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about SDN and Cisco SDN Solution. In this module, we are going to go through what is SDN, what is Cisco DNA architecture, what is Cisco DNA Center, and give you a brief introduction about the DNAC Web UI. So first, what is software-defined networking, the SDN? There are lots of answers on the market. Some of them said it's an open solution for customized flow forwarding control in the data center. Some of them said it's a platform for developing new control planes, or a means to do traffic engineering without MPLS. And some of them said it's very important because it's a new way to optimize link utilization in the network through new multipath algorithm. To us, actually, SDN, software-defined networking, it's a concept. The reason we say it's a concept because different vendors use different solutions to deliver SDN. For example, in Cisco's case, there are 3 criteria to define SDN, and the solution should have all the 3 criteria. The first one is centralized management, the controller. In Cisco's case, it starts with ACI, application-centric infrastructure. This one. And it's called APIC for data center, especially at the beginning designed for Nexus 9000 series switch. And the latest version is moved from data center to enterprise. It's used REST API as well. The name is DNA. Right now, the version is 1.2 is available now. The new direction is 1.3. It's the DNA Center, the centralized management, formerly called APIC-EM. And this product primarily is designed for managed catalyst switch, ISR, ASR routers, wireless LAN, with support to Nexus 7K as well. The second criteria is it needs to separate the forwarding and control plane, the forwarding control separation. In Cisco's case, there are 3 layers. One is at the bottom, the products. In the middle is the system, the Cisco DNA Center. At the top is the platforms. The underlay products, you can use Cisco switches, routers, and wireless LAN infrastructure. In the middle, the Cisco DNA Center provides a layer of abstraction to make the physical hardware to be transparent to the user. And at the top, you can develop your own application to call the API to manage the entire solution, or you can integrate this solution with third-party software. The third criteria is programmability. The entire solution needs to be programmable. For example, at the top, the DNA Center applications, you can write your own application or you can integrate the solution with third-party application. It can have PMP, plug and play to discover the hardware. You can implement the templates of the network solution, define the network topology, have the overview of the device. At the northbound, the application calls the REST API to utilize this solution. And from the southbound, the traditional way, you can still use the CLI, SSH telnet, or use SNMP version 2 and 3 to manage the solution. You can also use netconf and SDK as well. Cisco DNA architecture. This is Cisco's way to deliver the SDN. It is intent-based networking, built on Cisco DNA, takes a software-delivered approach to automating and assuring service across your WAN and your campus and branch networks. So it is an open, extensive, software-driven architecture. So it's software-driven that accelerates and simplifies your enterprise network operations. This is very important. And while lowering costs and reduce your risk. In Cisco DNA, it has policy, automation, and analytic. In Cisco's DNA architecture, this slide shows the overview. At the top, it's Cisco DNA Center. It's a piece of software sitting on top of a Cisco hardware appliance. It's a server. And at the right side, this is Cisco ISE, Identity Services Engine. You can understand this as a Cisco Radius server. And with the software module, it can deliver automation and assurance. At the bottom, it's the switch, router, wireless LAN controller, and access point. So with this hardware at the bottom, software layer at the middle, and the brain at the top, this is the architect view of Cisco DNA. So during the past 30 years, the network has been revolved a lot. In about 1990s, the network is very simple. It's about several routers interconnected with frame relay. The configuration is very basic. You define the interface with an IP address, enable some routing protocols, and that's it. Nowadays, you can see the network topology has been dramatically changed. You have the core layer, you have aggregation, you have this access with loads of hardwares. At the aggregation layer, you have firewall, logical impulse. You also have intrusion detection and prevention system running on the catalyst switches, with switch virtual chassis as well. So this is much complicated compared to 30 years ago. That's why the enterprise requires a software-defined network to automate some of the tasks, and with a single panel of glass for the visibility. So the Cisco's answer to these requirements is their DNA Center solution. It's a controller for campus of the future. Within the Cisco DNA Center, there are several parts. The first one is the design. That's the way to define your sites at high level with all of these components. The second one is a policy. It defines how to use these hardwares, how to use this network. The third one is provision. It will push these policies with the design to the hardware. The last one is assurance. This is like the centralized management, single panel of glass. It tells you what is going on and how healthy the network is. So it delivers a complete network management system. Single pane of glass of management, end-to-end health information in real time, granular visibility, and simplified workflow. Automation and provisioning, zero-touch deployment, device lifecycle management, policy enforcement. Analytic and assurance, so verify the intent of network settings, proactively resolve issue, reduce time spent troubleshooting. The platform for extensibility. You can integrate the API with third party or with ServiceNow. It's a popular platform to manage the service desk. The service desk, the SLA, and actions can be automated. The journey from API-CEM to DNA Center. The API-C developed since 2015, and it builds the SDN foundation, use very basic functions. Nowadays, the DNA Center has been updated to 1.3 version. It is based on API-CEM 2.x. With these components, design, policy, provision, and assurance, delivers application policies, security contracts, troubleshooting policies. The most important value for the DNA solution is it reduces operational cost and complexity by automation. So it delivers zero-touch provisioning, automated software management, IT process integration and compliance, assurance and analytics. This is a single panel of management, simplify troubleshooting and detect issues, proactive and reactive. SD access. That's the way to define the network, segmentation, security, application experience based on policy. So you're no longer using the traditional way to provision the switch. Everything is automatic. DNAC started the journey. So the first is intent, automation. It provides infrastructure readiness, open and programmable. Also provides secure foundation, rapid threat detection and mitigation. Policy-based automation, simplify, scale network deployment for cloud, mobile, IoT. Also delivers content, assurance and analytics. End-to-end view of the network with full context through data and insights. Constantly learning, adapting, and protecting. This is the intent-based network. This slide shows the logical view of the DNA center. At the bottom, it's a DNA-ready physical and virtual infrastructure. At the middle, it provides a software layer to virtualize the underlay hardware, make this hardware to be transparent to the end user. On top of that, it's automation and analytic software modules. At the top is cloud service management. The entire solution is security enforced. This is the homepage of the Cisco DNA Center web UI. We will show you a quick demo about the real scenario, how it looks like. This is the Cisco DNA Center, the web UI. So at the top, its assurance summary tells you how healthy the network is. The second is network snapshot, tells you how many sites, how many network devices you have. These are the primary 5 components of the function of DNA Center. The first is design, second policy, third provisioning, fourth assurance, last one is platform. We will show you one by one. For the design, this interface brings us a topology of the entire diagram. You have this hierarchy: South America, North America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. In the network setting, you can define for each site about who is your AAA server, DHCP server, DNS server, syslog server, SNMP server, NTP server, time zone. Image repository. This is where you store all this iOS image for the hardware. Network profile. You can define a profile for the devices and push them when you need. We can create a profile for switching. This is onboard template. This is used to bring the hardware on board. This is day-end template. This is like the configuration template. It's about what kind of configuration for the daily management or daily function you would like to push to the switch. Authentication template. This is where you define how to do the authentication. Second is the policy. This is group-based access controller. For example, for the users in the employee group, To access unknown destination. Right now the policy is green, which means it permits. We can change this to deny to block this traffic. We click Change Contract. Choose Deny. Click Change. Now you can see, now the policy denies the access. Click Save to save the change. We give it a refresh. Now you can see the color has been changed to red. It denies the access. You can also define the policy based on IP or define the application, like here. This is the application-based QoS. You can define which queues to use how many percentage of the bandwidth. You can define traffic policy, virtual network as well. The third one is provision. This is to tell the system how to provision the hardware. So in this case, these are all devices. We can narrow this down to select routers only. These are the routers. For each of these, you click it. It tells you the detailed information about this hardware. This is a router, WAN edge. This is the hardware model, Cisco 4000 series integrated service router. And this is the configuration of this router. Also the interfaces and the current status. You can select this. Select the action. You can update the image. Provision the device. The fourth one is assurance. This one tells you the overview data of the network. We can choose wireless sensor, for example. This tells us the summary of the wireless environment. Performance metrics. The last one is the platform. This one is more about API integration, give you the bundles, runtime dashboard, and develop toolkit. We will deep dive into this in the following courses. For more detailed information about DNA Center, you can log on to this demo environment provided by Cisco with username and password, so you can go through each of these menus by yourself to understand how it works. For the installation and upgrade guides, this is the Cisco official website document. If you have time, please have a read. Also, the maintenance and operation guide is available as well. The DNAC release notes. If you are interested, you can have a read. Video resource is available as well. Thank you for watching and see you in the next class.